Hi, I'm Amy Lippincott with the Lippincott Team. We're here today out in Tomball, Texas with the Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Salazar-Zamora.
Good morning.
Yes, nice to be here. So I'm so excited to be here because this is where I got my start in education. I got to teach at Decker Prairie Elementary for 7 years, and it's so amazing to be back here.
Oh, it's so wonderful to have you back. I know it's just for a minute, but we're glad you're here.
What a wonderful school district this is.
Thank you.
So tell me a little bit about how you got to Tomball ISD.
Okay, well, that's a great question to start with. I've been in education for almost 40 years, and approximately 13 years ago, I came to Tomball ISD. I wasn't sure how long I would actually be in this district. We love to call it a destination district, but I think it truly is a destination. And when I arrived, I quickly realized it reminded me of the district that I was superintendent in for the first time over 25 years ago, which is my hometown of Keensville, Texas. There are many things about this community, about this district, about the people that has such a family feel that I could never fathom leaving, no matter what district came knocking on the door. This was home, really my forever home.
That is true about Tomball. It definitely has the hometown feel and where people never want to leave.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it's, you don't know it until you're here, and then you just feel it immediately.
So, Dr. Z,
Yes.
leadership style matters, especially to parents.
Yes.
How would you describe your philosophy as a superintendent and educational leader?
So I love that question. I have been an educational leader at the national level, at the state level, at the local level for, as I mentioned, almost 40 years. I think the leaders today that are most effective are those that are engaged, that are aware, that are knowledgeable, and that most of all just really care. You have to care about the job that you're doing in order to keep the job. There has never been a harder time to be in public education or education overall. And if you aren't staying abreast of advocacy of what is happening at all levels that I mentioned, and if you don't truly care, then it's not for the faint of heart. I'm here. Clearly, could have retired by now. I just celebrated my 60th birthday, but I'm here because I believe in what we're doing in Tomball. In Tomball ISD, we love to say that every child should find a place to belong, a passion to pursue, and a love for learning that serves them well beyond the years they are with us. And if we do those three simple things, then our kids will be successful, not just locally, not just at the state, not just nationally, but I love to say internationally.
In your opinion, what separates a good school from a truly exceptional one?
So that is a great question, because today, with the onset of vouchers and looking at choice continuing to be such an option for people that are moving into the community, buying homes in this area, there are a lot of things that set you apart. Tomball is a perfect example of that. Perhaps you haven't heard, but I'll be the first to tell you if you haven't. Tomball ISD is the only A-rated school district in all of Harris and Montgomery counties. That's millions of children, and we are the only district that has received an A rating. What does that mean? Well, that's one piece. When you look at what separates, that's just one piece. It's the academic piece. It's what I think families look at when they choose where to buy a home. But we look at the whole child, not just the academic success. We also look at the social emotional, the character of the children, and to ensure that they are academically sound, but that they are whole in the sense of they have their character that we would love to see continued emulated in our community as they grow into young adults. The other part of that is that we ensure success, fine arts, athletically, whatever a child wants to be involved in. Again, back to place to belong, passion to pursue, or love for learning. We want them to be strong in the classroom, strong on the football field, strong in the choir or dance or theater, whatever their love is. And perhaps those aren't their areas. We have bass fishing. We have a state winning barbecue team. We have, if you like it, we probably have a team for it. What sets us apart is really us. Tomball ISD is a destination district where we believe we are not just a district, but a destination. And not just a destination, but destination excellence. So the answer is excellence in everything we do.
I love that.
As a superintendent, what are you most proud of?
Well, I have the answer to that one. And it
Okay.
involves real estate. Coming out of COVID, we had created, I was so proud, we were going to be the first in the state to create an Academy of Energy and International Business. Okay, very excited about that. However, that school was completed February of 2020. We all know what happened in March. The kids, about 500 kids would be housed at the former BJ Services, which was a functioning oil and gas company right up the road. That partnership ended because they went bankrupt. One day driving to work, as we slowly, as you recall, slowly started coming into office space and back and separating, masking, all of that, I saw a for sale sign. And it wasn't just any for sale sign outside of the business of the oil and gas company right down the road. It was a bankruptcy. And there's a little, I have to admit, a little level of excitement in my heart when I see a for sale sign, whether it's shoes, dresses, or even buildings. And I came to my CFO and said, I would love to know what they're selling just building number one for. I will save you the long story. But at the end of this story, what happens is we now own property that is valued at over $400 million that we purchased for 39.5 million, but actually paid 37.5 for the entire now Tomball Innovation Center, where building number one is rented for a lucrative contract to Baker Hughes and is a functioning oil and gas company.
That is
So we are
cool.
landlords. What am I proud of? That was a legacy purchase. Our school board, the Tomball ISD elected school board, continues to see the future, allow us to be innovative, to be progressive, to show what excellence looks like. So we are the only school district in the nation that leases to a functioning oil and gas company for a contract that allows us to put programs into our district such as aviation. Do you want to learn to be a pilot? You can in Tomball. Upon graduation, sit for a pilot's license after a few hours. Aviation mechanics. We have graphic design. We have a fully functional courtroom where Judge Lincoln Goodwin, our neighboring judge, comes and presides for T court, where our kids that want to be attorneys sit and part of the proceedings. Do you want to go into law enforcement? We have that. We have 911 call center. We have drone simulators. The list could go on,
Yep.
but our CTE opportunities aren't the traditional ones that perhaps you or I or others had when they were in school. But today, because of that and other excellence opportunities, we continue to provide more. So that, I believe, is one of the things I'm proudest of.
That's amazing.
Wow. So when families are deciding to live, we get lots of questions about where should we live? How's
Sure.
this school compared to this one? What do you think makes Tomball stand out?
So that might be my favorite question. I love all of my neighbors, but competition is alive and real, and in education, that's the case. I know families look at ratings. They look at the A through F rating, and as I mentioned earlier, Tomball is the only A-rated school district in all of Harris and Montgomery counties, but there's more. 18 of our campuses are A-rated. 15 are straight A-rated campuses. As a matter of fact, as educators, you understand what that means. Every high school in Tomball ISD is a straight A-rated campus, recognized by multiple sources. I am so proud of this district. For the last 7 to 8 years, we've been named the #1 best district in Harris County, the #1 best place to teach, and the #1 best teachers. Those are not paid for. Those are awards and accolades that we receive because of our academic achievement and because of our overall attention to detail and excellence for students. So if you have a child coming in at any grade level, we ensure that we have a successful 50-50 dual language program, if you'd like that. We have a very successful special education program that assists our students with special needs. We have bilingual programs. We have, of course, advanced placement, dual credit, capstone programs, Project Lead the Way, and multiple CTE offerings that I believe you can find exactly what your child needs in Tomball ISD, where again, we believe we're not just a district, but a destination, and not just destination, but destination excellence.
Absolutely.
Tomball ISD has experienced tremendous growth over the last decade. How have you been able to manage the growth and still maintain the academic excellence and hometown feel that Tomball has?
That's a great question, and anybody in this area knows that growth is good, certainly for your business, and it has been good for the district, but it's meant change. So that question is important because the community initially wasn't so comfortable with the district growing. We had to work with the community to understand that you can't really put the genie back in the bottle. That's not how this works. With 99, the Grand Parkway, with growth, it was inevitable. So my first successful bond, was passed in 2017. It was for $275 million with a 74% passing rate. Why do I say that? That meant the community understood we need these schools. Next bond I passed was in 2021. My most recent bond was 2025 for a little under, it was about $494 million, okay, almost $500 million. Why do I say all that? Because as we grew, when I arrived in this district 13 years ago, we had approximately 9,000 students. We will have 25,000 students in no time. Do the math. That's a lot of students. That's a lot of bonds. That's a lot of growth. That's a lot of infrastructure in schools. But what have we built? Elementaries, intermediate. As a matter of fact, this August we will build our next comprehensive high school. That will be our third comprehensive high school. And then we have our boutique schools, which are PTECs and early colleges. We have a highly successful early college where every child that's graduated in the last 4 years has received their associate's degree free of charge, 60 college credit hours for their children, and of course, a high school diploma. Very proud of that. So, whether you're at a specialty school or one of our three comprehensive high schools, Tomball ISD is certainly the place to be. From pre K to 12, we feel that we provide the best quality education and excellence so that their students are able to go out and compete at whatever school, university, or workplace they go to.
So for families that are relocating from another state, not just from the area, but from out of state, how would you describe the culture and all the great things that they get here in Tomball?
So, culture is something that's hard to just see when you're looking at a district on the website. And I understand that. Sometimes you have to come and visit, and very often people will call or send me a message, an email, and I will tell them, we will open up on a Saturday. We'll open up on a Sunday. If you want your children to come and tour school, we can make that happen. Those things don't happen just everywhere. They would be coming to a district that is nationally recognized. I am a former Superintendent of the Year for the state of Texas and a former national finalist for national superintendency. I believe that whether you're coming from any part of the world, truly, because we have 88 languages spoken in Tomball ISD. We are majority minority, very diverse district that continues to grow rapidly. And so, how would I describe that to families? We hire excellence. We provide excellence in the classroom. But more than that, we love your kids. We want them to be happy and healthy and leave here, I don't want to say better than they came, but better equipped for whatever their future holds.
And it seems like every kid really has a place here.
Absolutely. We will find a way. That is how we started bass fishing. That's how we started the Lego robotics, that because children had interest in areas that I knew nothing about. We have a Dungeons and Dragons team. And I mean, I know what that is, but I didn't know we had that team. The ones that really make me laugh, though, are barbecue team, because our kids are national. They're ranked for their barbecue. They're that good. Actually, at a recent school board meeting, I had them serve the dinner, and the board said it was bar none the best dinner they've ever had.
That's amazing. We actually helped sponsor your bass fishing team when it started.
Thank
so it was
you.
exciting. Yes,
Thank you for that.
Teammates' sons was on it. I thought it was the coolest thing ever that y'all actually had that.
Yeah, whatever we meet them where they are.
Yep.
What are their interests? We have traditional choir and dance and theater and all the things that we think about when we think of public schools or education in general. But the out of the box, the other things that matter to kids, they matter to us too. That's what you may not see when you're perusing the website. But just come give us a visit. I'm sure you will fall in love and either find a home or build one right here in Tomball.
Amen to that.
We had the opportunity to talk to families who recently moved into the district.
Right.
What do they tell you they love most about it?
So that's a great question, because it's one thing for people to come, right? Gaining a family, but retention is big. We do a lot of surveying. We talk to families. We have Parent University where we have classes on different things, from whether it's, how to handle a teenager to monitor screen time to phone usage, whatever it might be, right? How to get into the right college, whatever it might be. How we do that really is just staying connected with our families and helping them see what we provide, and is it a fit for you? Is there more? Did you have something somewhere else that we haven't considered? Let's see if we can offer that. Is there any way that we are falling short on the excellence experience? Because if there is, we'll make it happen.
For someone who's never been to Tomball, what's the most important thing you want them to know about this community and calling it home?
We have something called student to staff. What does that mean? That means I have a large number of people that were students here in Tomball ISD that have chosen to come back and be educators right here. But even if they're not in education, they come back to Tomball because of that Tomball experience, because of that feel. And even if they didn't come here, they just heard about it, they move here, they understand and realize there is something special about this close-knit community that really cares about the growth, the diversity, the needs, the people, and I'll say it again, the excellence, the magic that's happening here in Tomball ISD. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. You just want to be a part of it, and you want to stay here and let your family grow here, and just experience life in a place that values what's happening, not just today, but what we're creating for tomorrow.
Mhm. We've actually been to the parade. We've been to the Friday Night Lights.
Oh, yes.
Some super
Patriotic
cool
show.
experiences. Yes, it's amazing. It's the
Yeah,
best.
there are a lot of things that we celebrate that I will tell you, coming from larger systems like Houston ISD or whatnot, the first parade I thought, oh, okay, this is almost a little hokey. I wasn't sure how I felt about it. Like going back in time, it's some of my favorite days. Graduation is always my favorite day. I'll tell you about graduation. That experience is special. I am the last person to shake your child's hand as they go off the stage, and that's with intentionality. I've been asked, do you want to stand here? Do you want to hand the diploma? No, I want to be the last person, because I feel like that's closing that high school chapter. I'm shaking their hands, but I know in my heart and in my mind that we have best prepared them for whatever their future holds. So I'm basically saying goodbye. Go out and conquer that big world, but don't forget about that small town with a big heart that will always be behind you and always care and love and be here when you're ready to come back home and visit.
I love that.
I love that.
So one final question.
Yes.
What excites you most about the future of Tomball ISD?
Oh my goodness. I think the future is very bright. What I think is exciting about Tomball is that we don't just sit in today. We prepare for tomorrow. And we don't just prepare for it. We look at it with what the excellence lens would look like. And so what I'm excited about is that we're not fearful. We're excited. We're not ever tired. We're energetic. And we're never really, I would just say, worried in a time where there's a lot to be worried about. We worry about having students best prepared to handle whatever challenges life may throw at us. Because at any decade, at any time in anyone's life, there have been multiple challenges. It's how you learn to have faith and to pull together with your family and your friends, which is the community, to handle that next piece in life. I believe that we are preparing the future leaders of tomorrow and the future, and we are preparing them well right here in Tomball ISD.
It's amazing. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
And answering those questions for us. We really appreciate it. Hopefully it's helpful to those that are looking to move into the area or just trying to find out more
just
about Tomball
thinking
ISD.
about it. Maybe just wanting to move from a neighboring area
That's right.
or from far across the world. Wherever they're coming from, welcome them here in our destination district.
Absolutely.